Thank you,
Thank
gentlemen.
you.
Have a blessed evening. Thank you. All right. It is 6:33 p.m. I now call this meeting to order. It's a regular meeting of August 5th of the City of Mercedes. It is 6:30 p.m. and I will next establish a quorum. I have Commissioner Martinez. I have Commissioner Garcia. I have Commissioner slash Dr. Howell and myself, Mayor Montoya. We do have a quorum. Again, I'll wish safe travels to Commissioner Saldana, who's out of town at this time. And I'll move on to the invocation. Commissioner Martinez, if you wouldn't mind leading us, sir.
Please rise, please. With your hats. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day, Lord God. We give you the honor and the glory, Lord, and we ask that you give us the guidance to make good decisions on behalf of our citizens, Lord God. This we ask in your name. Amen.
Amen. Commissioner Howell, Dr. Howell, if you wouldn't mind leading us in the pledge, sir.
Yes, I would actually have the honor, if I could make the privilege. We have a veteran and educator as well in the building. Mr. Garcia, will you have the honor if the commission allows?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you mind leading us in the pledge, sir?
Yes, sir.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Ms. Garcia. Moving on to item number 5, open forum. Do we have anybody signed up? Thank you, ma'am. I have Jessica Zuniga.
Hi. So the reason I'm here again is because I am very worried about the safety of our neighborhood. We live on South Mile to West. Um, there's been a lot of speeding through there. I understand the police have been there a lot. Thank you. I really appreciate that. They've been there a lot more and more. And so I think that besides that, I think we should help them out a little and like put some speed bumps. But I know that's a touchy subject because they were there in 2023, but they were taken off. So it's getting dangerous. I've caught people at least going 60, 70 through there, and it's a 30. And people walk there, cars, they pass cars very crazy through there. Anyway, and also what's been happening in our neighborhood is that there is a specific house that has been shooting guns. This happened last weekend. I did not hear it this last weekend, but I heard it this past weekend. And I called the police, and all I got was just to circle by and left. If you guys don't mind, I would like to play the recording that I caught outside. This guy plays music till 5 in the morning. I understand till 1 in the morning. I grew up in Santa Maria, La Feria. I know how loud it can get, but this is ridiculous. There's a lot of houses nearby. It's a neighborhood. So this is what we heard in the neighborhood this was Sunday morning at 4 a.m. So what I'm coming to you guys is to ask you, because when we call, we're met with this, how do you know it's him? Me and my neighbor, she's right there. We're scared to go outside and let me go take a video of the guy with the gun at 4 in the morning, possibly, I don't know, intoxicated, I'm not sure. So my thing is, what can we do as citizens to ensure that we can get this guy? I mean, this has happened twice weekends. I cannot take this anymore in weekends anymore, every weekend anymore. I work, I have children, I have little ones. We don't go outside anymore because of this. I mean, it's getting dangerous. What can we do? Like, obviously we can't record him, which begs to me the question is, si es conocido. I mean, do any of you guys know this guy, that he keeps doing this, that he thinks it's okay to be doing this? Sometimes it's during the week as well. I mean, I just want to know what can we do? Like, I'll invest in a drone to go fly in. I mean, I don't know. Do we shoot back? I mean, what is it? Like, we've had enough. We have elderly neighbors. It's a safety issue. And trust me, if I was renting, I'd be out of there a long time ago, because this is getting. I mean, I grew up in Santa Maria la Feria area, and I feel safer. Man, I get nervous pulling into my house now because of this. Like it's getting from the speeding to this. It's every day. It's something different. So I would like to know, what can we do as citizens?
Ms. Zuniga, they can't answer by law, but we will have police chief that's here visit with you and your neighbor before you leave, and they'll address your concerns.
Okay.
Thank,
That's it.
thank you, Ms.
Thank you.
Zuniga. Next I have, Ms. Alejandra Marquez. Oh, okay, all right. Chief, I don't know, I know that, I know you've addressed us on the issue out there. If you can set up another appointment, maybe include Ms. Marquez on it so that they can visit with you. I appreciate it. Thank you, and sorry for what you're going through. Moving on to, item 6, presentations. We have a proclamation for, UTRGV, University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. Do we have anybody here from UTRGV? How you doing, ma'am? Welcome.
Honorable Mayor Montoya and City Commissioners, good afternoon and thank you for adopting a proclamation recognizing the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley's 10th anniversary. I'm Gracia Galvan with Government Relations at UTRGV, and it has been our great pleasure to serve our students from across the RGV, including those from the City of Mercedes. On behalf of our founding president, Dr. Guy Bailey, Senior VP of Governmental and Community Relations, Veronica Gonzalez, and all of us at UTRGV, thank you for your service and support to our university. It's hard to believe it's been 10 years, but what an amazing 10 years it's been. UTRGV stretches across the Rio Grande Valley, from South Padre Island to Rio Grande City, and we're proud to say that our university has grown to serve over 34,000 students, and over 60,000 students have graduated. In Mercedes, we're proud to have the UT Health RGV NAP Family Health Center. It's a place where our community can count on compassionate first-rate care, from routine checkups and screening to family and medicine and illness care, all under one roof. As mentioned in the proclamation, in less than 10 years, we've added over 45 new degree programs at the bachelor, graduate, doctoral, and professional levels. Since 2016, we've opened the Valley's only School of Medicine, the state's only School of Podiatric Medicine, and as of today, the region's first academic cancer and surgery center. And in 2027, we'll open the Valley's first School of Optometry. Let's not forget about football. On August 30th, the Vaqueros will make history as we kick off our first Division I season, a milestone for UTRGV and the entire Valley. The past decade has been filled with incredible milestones, and they've only been possible because of the strong partnerships in our great community. Thank you for your continued support, your trust, and your friendship. Go Vaqueros.
Thank you, ma'am. Go Vaqueros.
Vaqueros.
Yeah,
He's up, right? Is that
He's
what
up.
we're
There you
doing?
go.
that's
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
So,
Go Tigers.
yeah, before I read
Tigers,
this, I think plenty of us have relationships with UTRGV. Unfortunately, I dropped out of there. I wish I would have finished, but my son did, and now in October he starts his doctoral program there. Who would have ever thought, 30 years ago when we used to call it, or no,
Pan Am.
40 years ago, we used to call it Taco Tech, right? Pan Am
Wow.
by the Rio Grande. You probably don't even remember that, but but now to hear and to read that UTRGV is one of the top colleges in the state and ranked in the nation, that's fantastic. And people don't have to leave anymore. There's actually people who want to come here.
Yes, sir.
And so I think I know we're honored to proclaim this in honor of UTRGV. So I'm going to read it out to you all, okay? From the Office of the Mayor, but in all honesty, it's from the entire commission and the staff. City of Mercedes proclamation, whereas the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley is celebrating its 10th anniversary in August 2025. And whereas known for its broad range of academic programs, affordable tuition, and supportive campus environment, the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley is an award-winning institution that has conveyed more than 60,000 degrees since opening its doors in 2015. And whereas significant accomplishments during the university's first decade of operation included adding 42 new bachelor's, master's, doctoral, and professional degree programs, and an increase in research expenditures of nearly 600%. Ongoing student success is reflected in the university's record-breaking enrollment, retention, and graduation rates. And whereas this exemplary institution made historic strides in medical education when it opened the only school of medicine in South Texas in 2016. And it has since expanded quality health care services in the region with 25 clinical care sites throughout the Rio Grande Valley. And whereas the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley opened the state first school of podiatric medicine in 2022 and will further expand student opportunities with the opening of the region's first comprehensive academic cancer and surgery center in 2025 and the state's second school of optometry in 2027. And whereas in 2021, the university's Student Government Association executed a student referendum that would enhance campus life by adding a Division I football championship subdivision team and other programs. And in the fall of 2025, the football team will kick off its inaugural season and establish the first Division I college football program at the university and in the region. And I think I'm going to add here that we're not too bad in baseball either, right? So, whereas the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley has earned national acclaim for its commitment to value, social mobility, and economic impact, and has been ranked the #1 university in Texas in 2023 and 2024 by Washington Monthly Magazine, and the #1 best public university in Texas for value and social mobility by the Wall Street Journal. The school has further gained recognition as a community-engaged university by the Carnegie Foundation. Now, therefore, I, Oscar D. Montoya, Mayor of the City of Mercedes, Texas, by virtue of the authority vested in me and on behalf of City Commissioners Dr. Ruben Saldana, Dr. Jacob C. Howell, and Commissioner Joe Martinez, Commissioner Armando Garcia, do hereby proclaim and commemorate the 10th anniversary of the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley and extend to its leaders, faculty, and staff congratulations on a decade of success and best wishes for the future. Congratulations, ma'am. And thank everybody over there.
He's up. He's up.
He's up. Let's take a picture, man.
We doing the visa up for the picture too? Is that what we're doing? We have to, right?
I'd also like to add that I know your son
This guy?
wants to work with him, yes, and I know he's a vaquero too.
Yeah, oh,
so,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. Appreciate it. Are we doing the visa?
Yeah. Wait, is it this way or this? I want to make sure I get it. All right. Get on. Oh, we getting pictures? Hey, doesn't hurt to ask.
All right. Moving on to update on Texas Water Development Board reporting.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here. My name is Jonas Gonzalez, and I'm a consultant with South Texas Bright Water Solutions. And I'm here tonight to give you a quick update on a couple of reports that have recently been submitted to the Texas Water Development Board. These documents, they're crucial for maintaining the city's eligibility for state funding and for long-term water resource planning. So the first report, and this has already been submitted, is called the Utility Profile. So this is a 4-year report. Well, at least it has 4 years of data from 2020 to 2024. So what it outlines is the city's existing water system and wastewater system, future demand, infrastructure, and water use trends. It does not require council action tonight, but it's essential for maintaining Texas Water Development Board compliance, especially right now when the city's in the process of looking for financial assistance. What kind of information is in the utility profile? Again, simple things, primarily water usage broken down by categories, projected population. We have to project the population over the next 10 years, 20, 30 years using a method that's approved by the Texas Water Development Board. How much water was delivered to customers, how much water was treated. Of course, our water loss, which I'll remind the council is down from 20% in 2020 and is currently, well, in 2024 was calculated at 12%. And I want to commend the council and Mr. Perez and the staff because that is impressive. It's not really something you see in the region in terms of being able to lower your water loss within that 4-year span. So, you know, I commend everybody here at the city of Mercedes for taking that so seriously because, you know, it shows that, you know, the city and its leaders have taken initiative on addressing that issue. So again, what the utility profile includes customer use breakdown, system capacity details. And again, it's used for the Water Development Board to also plan for future funding for projects in the region and across Texas for that matter. But what's really what will be on council's for council consideration tonight will be the water conservation plan. So what the water conservation plan it outlines how the city will conserve water, reduce system losses, and promote sustainable use all the way up to 2035. Now, again, this is a 5-year report. So in 5 years, we're going to come back and we're going to, you know, look at the data over the past 4 years, council, and we'll come back and we're going to update that. Now, Texas, the city council had adopted something, I believe, in 2022. But Texas Water Development Board has a requirement that everybody be on their 5-year schedule, 2020, 2025, 2030. So that's why we're coming back here with the new plan for 2025. So what is kind of like the breakdown of the water conservation plan and why it's important? So the biggest thing is setting goals in what is called GPCD or gallons per capita per day. So this is an average amount of water used by each person per day across residential, commercial, and institutional users. So in other words, if there's 17,000 people in the city of Mercedes, how much water does each citizen use on a daily basis? And based off of the information from the water utility report, right now, every citizen in Mercedes uses about 116 gallons of water per day. Now, the target all the way up to 2035 is to reduce that to 95. Okay, that is considerable. Now, it's just a target, it's a goal, but it is an aggressive one. And I think it's in line with what you've already accomplished from 2020 to 2024, from going down from 12% to 20% to 12%. So this is a really aggressive goal. And I'm confident after seeing and working with the staff that this can be done. It's important, gallons per capita per day is important because it tells us how efficiently the city is using its water. And it's essentially the standard that the Texas Water Development Board uses to track your performance, the utilities performance, enforce planning requirements, and determine, well, most importantly, determine funding eligibility. That's the gauge that they use to measure. Are they going to help or not? Well, it makes it more likely that they will help. And right now, I believe that the city of Mercedes is in a very favorable position. So the goals that we set in this plan, again, was data that we used from 2020 to 2024. Planned infrastructure upgrades, we've added that into the plan. Population projections, like I mentioned, and achievable conservation benchmarks adopted in other cities across the region. And just very quickly, how does Mercedes compare to other cities in this region? So right now, every citizen in Mercedes uses 116 gallons of water. However, in this region, the average is 130 to 140. So this is a very good thing. It shows that water is being used more efficiently on average in the city in comparison to other cities of all sizes in this region. And this is why we're able to come up with a pretty good plan. Our 10-year target, again, is to reduce it to 95, right? Most people have a 10-year target of about 127 to 130 gallons per day. I believe that 95 gallons, and so does Texas Water. They've already seen this. They believe that that's a very good goal to set. Again, residential gallons per capita per day usage is about 65 right now. We'd like to bring that down to 55. Typical cities use about 57 to 59. So Mercedes is still under that. So we're still using water more efficiently. Again, water loss. We're losing about 14 gallons per customer per day right now, which is good. That's very good. We'd like to bring that down to 8. However, right now the average water loss per customer per day in gallons lost is about 11 to 13. That is the average for all other cities, excluding Mercedes in this region. So what is important? What are the key programs and tools in this plan? The plan outlines both ongoing and new efforts, including the city's new metering program, which is very good, and potential pilot program for software, billing software, planned rollout of smart software to help residents track usage and save. Also included in the plan is public outreach to schools, workshops, and online engagement. Now, this is one that I really like, and we plan to start this in 2026 if council approves, and that would be to start doing water audits on our highest users annually. Now, the plan calls for this to be done to start in 2026. This will help us identify and more importantly, work with our highest users. And by working closely with them and performing audits more often, we are able to identify water loss and help work with them to become more efficient. And the plan is to make the city of Mercedes a regional leader in water savings, because right now, as the council is aware, and I think everybody is, the drought is probably not going to get any better. Our reservoirs are stable for now, but that can change from one summer to the next. So this is very important. It's going to be an issue more and more as time goes. Saving water is very important. So why is adoption required tonight? Adoption is required by the Texas Water Development Board because, again, this is tied to funding. And it also makes it, makes it official and enforceable by the city. It demonstrates the city's commitment to sustainability, and it maintains eligibility for state water infrastructure funding, which is very important. The city, again, has improved significantly, dropping down from 20 to 12%. You are leading in the region in terms of water usage per person on a daily basis. So adoption of this plan supports potential future grants and loan assistance to the Texas Water Development Board. That is the key thing here tonight. So again, I want to thank the mayor and council for giving me the opportunity to be here. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me have it.
If I may add on the water loss side, you know, USW has been working with the city staff, and one of the things they've done recently is the auto flushing process. Auto flushing is required because we have dead ends. We don't have complete looping all over the city. And so from June to July, for example, the daily flushing in June was 250,000 gallons a day. They dropped it down to 115. And then they're not done. They're still adjusting. But that's a huge drop when you add that on a daily basis. It's an improvement of 3.7 million gallons a month. So you should see an improvement there also that you don't have yet.
Yes, sir.
Because that just was done recently. But kudos to USW and staff, you know, for helping us out and monitoring and checking and keeping up with what's really happening. Indian Hills is a perfect example. And I think we need to look at engineering maybe and see what else we can do. We know there's development going that way, and those homes are going to help with the flushing issue that we have in Indian Hills because there's nothing in between. But we need to look at what can we do in between now and then. So kudos to USW and you guys working together.
Yes, sir.
Just had one quick question. So the goal of 116 to 95,
Yes, sir.
in short, is it more of a logistical plan that's going to improve that, or an infrastructure plan? What do you think? What's y'all's plan to get there?
Well, it's both actually, and that's the beauty of this report is that the Texas Water Development Board requires that we out in the plan, what are we gonna do? What are we doing? What steps are we taking to get to that point? Again, I think replacing your meters is a real good point, auditing your high water usage. And again, your high water users, I'm sorry. Exploration of reclaimed water projects. I think it's also put here with Hidalgo County Irrigation District number 1. So there's goals outlined in the plan that the Texas Water Development Board has to approve before we can even proceed.
What's the timetable that we have? What's the timetable that y'all are shooting for that 95?
Yes, sir. So the 95 is actually a 10-year target.
10-year target.
That's where we
Okay.
want to be in 10 years. Now, again, we have to come back in 5 because we're going to look at our data every 5 years. And if we're on track and we haven't gotten there yet, we can stay on that track, But because there was improvement this last time around, this is a little bit more aggressive of a goal. But seeing as how there's been improvement, the Texas Water Development Board feels that it's reasonable and effective.
Thank you.
So
The
10
current
years,
plan.
sorry.
So question, we have to adopt tonight?
Well, Mayor, if I may, and that's where I was going with
Number
this.
7.
In the spirit of this conversation, I'd like to see the board would approve moving up item 7A. Since we're in discussion of that, I don't know how the rest of the board feels,
Yep.
but I figured right now that we're in that conversation, we might as well move the item up.
If it ties
You can
in,
take
Yeah,
7,
I'd like to make a motion to
6B
go
and
ahead and move
7A.
up 7A.
And forego the reading.
Forego the reading, but I do have a discussion on it, if I may,
Okay.
Mayor.
No, go ahead.
Well, first, I think we gotta move up the item, don't
yeah,
we?
he made a
Yeah.
motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, all opposed, same sign, motion carries. Okay, so
Okay.
item 7A.
Yeah, so we're on item 7A, and you hit some of the key points I was gonna discuss. The reason for my support in the water conservation plan, I had an opportunity to look over it, and I felt, and maybe you can correct me, that the 3 things that this resolution was gonna do is protect our water supply, meet state standards, and serve our community a little bit more responsibly. That is the initial gist of what the plan is gonna do, is that correct?
That is correct, sir.
Okay, so with that, I made a little few notes, and please, again, correct me if I'm wrong, some of which you touch base. This is gonna ensure that long-term water sustainability for Mercedes residents. It's gonna, especially now, like you had mentioned, one summer we could be good. I know back in March, it looked like we were great, we had rain, so forth, and in a matter of like 30, 60 days, we're already in a drought situation. So I understand how that can turn, but one of the things that I really liked about this was the reduce the system waste, the metering, the lack of the leak detection, smart technology. Is that something that a lot of cities are using right now? Is that something that is new or has been around, that form of technology? Could you kind of touch bases on that?
So, yeah, sure, sir. And that's a great question. That kind of technology has really come into its own these past 10 years, and it's improved significantly. And are a lot of cities taking advantage of that? Well, unfortunately, in the past, they haven't. But right now in the RGB, I believe, based on what I've seen working with other cities, people are unfortunately scrambling because have already become aware of the fact that the drought situation is not going to get any better. The county judge has expressed that as well. So in reality, people are now just starting to barely look into this, especially small to medium-sized communities here in the Rio Grande Valley.
Now, I know that the plan promotes conservation through community outreach.
Yes, sir.
I think I had seen somewhere in the plan it was going to reach out to the schools, things like that, which I think are essential. Because I
Yes.
think kids need to understand water conservation because this is going to affect my children further down the line.
Yes, sir.
So I especially like that. But what kind of outreach are we talking about here when we're discussing schools and other entities?
So with the schools, what most utilities like to do is have days that are dedicated, seminars that focus where somebody from the utility goes over and talks to the staff, and also talks to the students about what the importance of water conservation is and why the valley is so why it's so much more important here in the valley, seeing as how that our reservoirs are in peril. So it's got to be one-on-one. That campaign, what a lot of utilities do is they send staff over and they do this at least quarterly. They have a plan, an annual plan, And quarterly, somebody goes over to a different school and there is a presentation made to staff and students on what measures you can take, small things at home to save water. And I think and the key point to make when you're making these presentations and talking to people is making them aware of where our reservoirs are at. Where do we get our water here in the Rio Grande Valley? We're completely different. I go up north, I have contracts up north, not even that far. Let's say San Antonio. They rely solely on water wells over there.
Yeah.
And they are also concerned. It has become a concern because their wells are no longer yielding what they used to yield. In other words, there's not enough water coming out of there. And the heat is relentless. So it's becoming more of an issue across the board. But I think regionally, especially here in the Rio Grande Valley, letting people know where their water comes from and where it's at when we go out to these schools telling the students, this is where your water comes from. This is where it was 10 years ago. This is where it is now. People need to be reminded constantly of that trend. And it starts at the schools. It starts at the schools. So that's why, not only because they're their biggest users, but going over there quarterly, pick a different school, high schools, elementaries, particularly elementaries, are something that I believe the plan should focus on.
Well, I especially like, I'm sorry,
If I
Mayor.
could something real quick, since people are listening, like for instance, convincing people that they can make a difference is super important.
Yes.
Because believe it or not, just telling a man or a woman for that matter, hey, if you're going to shave, turn your water off in between strokes of the shaver is going to save money when there's, water, when there's, 10,000 people doing it every day. Or just buying one of those handles for your hose so that when you're washing your car, nobody's saying don't wash your car, nobody's saying don't wash your plants, but everybody knows as well as I do that you water what you're going to do, you throw your hose, you go get what you're going to get, come back, grab your hose again. Well, believe it or not, if everybody puts a spigot at the end of their hose, it's going to say, but we as human beings say, what's one more slice of pizza? And will we do the same thing when we think of wasting water? What's it going to cost just a few gallons?
Yeah.
So those messages go really well. And then something else that I want to make sure that we make clear about why, because we're going to do more of this. And I know that people get all upset about when we do this, but one of the reasons that Mercedes is doing some of these things is because most of the cities you're talking about, when you ask, do other cities do it? They wait till they're cycled out of their equipment because of money. And they'll say, well, we'll have to wait till they start giving out and then we'll replace them 10 years down the road. And in the meanwhile, we're wasting 10 years worth of water, as opposed to us that we do it right. We try to save much as possible, but we invest in our system, not because it's not going to cost us money, but because it's going to cost us even more valuable than money, in this water. We can't get water back. We can create more revenue. We can't create more water.
That is correct.
So the stance that Mercedes has taken is that we've got to spend a little money to do something to keep us, helping us in the long run. We're going to do it. I think
sir.
that's the reason.
Is
that
is
we're
is
ahead of the
part
game.
of
Yes, sir.
is part of the systems in place? Do we have where we can recapture water from these floods, these big storms as well, or that's not?
There are projects going on, and I think Mr. Perez is more privy to this than I am. And I know that he's communicating very closely with people at the county on taking advantage of a water reclamation project that they're currently working on, which is great.
But would this be tied to y'all's as well, or not? No, it's
No.
different. So
Something
That's a
different.
different
Yeah,
deal.
so I'm sorry, sir. Yes, sir.
But,
Yeah,
but
it
I
would be
think,
different.
We're
I
going to
think
buy
what's-
that water.
I think what's most essential of the plan, in kind of piggybacking off what the mayor said, is that we take for granted that we can turn on our faucet and we have water.
Correct.
What we're trying to avoid is a time where you turn on the faucet and there is no water.
Yes.
And we never think that that's possible. But this outreach, this education is showing that it is possible if we don't start taking the proper measures now.
Yes, sir.
I mean, that's the whole gist of the entire plan. So I'm all in support of the resolution. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I'd like to make a motion to approve the Water Development Board resolution
And forego the reading.
and forego the reading.
I motion Commissioner Martinez. Do I have a second? Second by Commissioner Garcia. Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, sir.
Mayor.
Appreciate your presentation. Moving on to item C, condemned properties updated by Alvaro de Leon. Been quite a bit of activity out there, Alvaro. Puro home run.
See, good evening. My name is Alvaro de Leon. I'm the chief building official for the city of Mercedes. So I'm here just to update the city commissioner and the city managers of some of the development that is going up within the original town side and all their subdivisions, aside from all the new development going up. And I just want to brief you on that real quick. So I have put up a few slides just to let you know on some of the demolitions that have been happening, new homes on these older subdivisions and condemned properties that we're working on. So I'm gonna start with just showing you some before and afters, and I'm sure some of you will know where those addresses are at. This one was right off of the frontage on Vermont. It's probably happened about 2 years ago. The new owners will be she's not she's gonna go with a new home and possibly a new business, but that's something that they're working on. That looks a lot better for sure. So this one is on 724 South Vermont. It's an old house that the new owner, it was kind of encroaching into the setback, so she moved it away like 5 feet over to the north side. And she's going a full remodel, pretty much in and out. So a lot better there for all the this area there. And this is, there you go. This is another one on Vermont. I'm sure you guys have seen it. It's been like that for some years. So we reached out to the owner finally, and he came into an agreement for him to start fixing the home, you know. So he started already doing by leveling and fixing up that structure, I guess, that somebody ran into it some years back. So he's working on it. So he's pretty much gonna go full remodel in and out. So he started already doing that. This is another one here on Palm Drive that got demolished not too long ago. So this one here recently got purchased. The new owner doesn't know yet, but by the end of the year he's thinking about either demolishing or maybe constructing a couple of homes there, since the property is sitting really in two lots. So he's thinking about maybe demolishing and put up some 2 new homes there. So in the meantime, I asked him to board it up just to prevent anybody from coming in. So he did that. So for the meantime, that he doesn't know what he's gonna go with this property, either a new one or demolish. This is another one on Palm Heights that the owner is currently going remodeling. It's going slowly, but it's coming along. He started already painting the exterior and replacing a lot of the windows and stuff like that. He cleared up a lot of some construction debris and trash that he had on his property. This is another one on 721 North Texas. The owner already started some demolition. So he started by some garage that was in the back, and possibly within the next month or so, he will be moving on to the main structure. This is another one, I guess, that recently got purchased. The new owners already cleared up all the property, the brush and trees and stuff like that. So they're moving on to the next stage, which is bringing this property into compliance by remodeling and repairs. This is another one on the same street there on Georgia. The owner is going full remodel, new driveway, in and out, clear pretty much the whole property. So that's another one there right next to that one. Another property was abandoned for many years. So some new owners already came in and they started clearing the property, and we're just waiting on them to come and apply for a permit to do the necessary, I guess, repairs or full remodel on that. This is some of the, I guess, just put up some slides of some new homes that are being developed in the older subdivisions. just to show you some pictures of the new home. This one on the left in 544 South Washington, recently completed. Francis, it's another one that recently got built. There's another one right next to each other on Palm Street, that got built this year. This is another one on North Vermont. It recently got built probably like 2 months ago. There's another one on Hydrex. So whenever you guys are driving by there, don't take notice all the development that is going up on all the interior subdivisions, older subdivisions. This is on Beach Street, some new home that got built there. Maryland, we got going up right now. They just barely started the foundation this past week. So this is another one. And on Iowa Street, there's 2 homes going, right next to each other. 416 South Virginia, that's another home that's going up right now as we speak. And this one, I just wanted to throw it out there just like a bonus. I know some of you, I'm sure you guys have seen that these donations boxes have been a problem from people, just illegally dumping all sorts of stuff, on the side. So I reached out to the companies and told them, about the situation and showed them pictures and I agreed, some of these donation boxes were in city property, and we just told them that, it was just causing a lot of problems. So, and not only that, I mean, it was taking a lot of parking spaces that we much need, in the city parking lots or anywhere. But so we kind of already removed that from these areas. So that's pretty much what I have for you guys. And, I know that we have a lot going on still. So I just wanted to brief you guys on some of this stuff.
No, we're good.
So I just, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I wanted to say to you, and then also to citizens, because it just amazes me that I can walk into a restaurant and get grabbed by somebody that tells me there's absolutely nothing going on in Mercedes. It just drives me nuts, because when you see, and so I don't blame the people. I'm sure they're frustrated because of watching the wheels spin and stuff like that, because government can be slow. And then the other thing I think that bugs me the most is they call and complain about somebody's yard being tall, and as soon as they get cited, they're pissed off because they got cited for their same yard being tall. So I end up explaining that a lot, probably the most calls I take. So I just want to take this opportunity, if any of y'all talk to people about this, if you can share what's being done. Nobody's harassing anybody about cutting their yard or having brush there for a month. That's not the point behind this. What we're trying to do is get people to be able to drive through our hometown, whether you're local or from the outside, and say, wow, this place is nice. I'd like to live here. It hurt my heart to hear that lady say that she feels safer in another town than Mercedes, because I know that our police department and our fire department work very hard to keep our people safe, but I can't change that. So if we can just change some minds out there, for people to, and hopefully somebody's listening on Facebook or on our live channel, and understand that it's a work in progress. And Alvaro, you've done a hell of a job. I think poor Bernie's probably the most disliked person in Mercedes. I hear his name constantly, but he's got a tough job, man. I mean,
Now
you
he
guys,
has a backup.
yeah,
He's got a partner.
somebody else that can get in trouble with him.
Yes.
So I just need the people to know that nobody's after anybody out there. For all you educators, I think I said it right. So nobody's after anybody, right?
That's right.
And at the end of the day, all we're trying to do is beautify our city.
Yes.
Has been neglected for years. I get that. The frustration of the people doesn't bother me. I got elected for that. I got thick skin for that. My heart hurts though when they bash our town, because our town really has come a long way. And I say that not only for the people, but for you, Alvaro, that you keep on doing what you're doing. I know that driving up today, I was coming from Garcia Trevino Funeral Home, I was driving home and I was coming down 6th Street and I saw that house boarded up. That's why I said about the activity. And I also saw the houses on Vermont and on Francis. And I thought, wow, that's a lot of houses. I hadn't noticed the other ones also. And I think every report you give us, there's another 8 or 10 or 15 or 19 houses that are going up. So I'll close with this long speech. To the people who are investing in those homes, thank you, whoever you are. I think we should follow up with a letter to them, thanking them for what they're doing if you're not already doing it. I would be honored to sign it and put in there what they're doing for our city, because every time they fix something like that, it's one less eyesore.
Of course.
So I would be honored to sign off on letters, as many as I have to send to those people and thanking them for reinvesting in Mercedes, for fixing those houses and making us a better town. And I'll close with thanking you for your hard work, for the leadership of Albert to, hammer these things close. And I think one final note that people need to know, the majority, if not all of these, have been done not by force, which is how all this started. Initially, we were going to go after people, and Alvaro brought a whole new spin to it. The majority of those people, correct me if I'm wrong, Alvaro, have voluntarily done this.
Yeah, it hasn't cost
So-
Mr. Pettis a single penny.
Anyway, I apologize for that.
Hey,
but,
let's
knock on
I didn't-
wood.
He's on the phone weekly with legal, making sure that everything is above board, and he's done an excellent job.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you saying that. So, I just don't want it to go unnoticed, Alvaro, that we know what you're doing, and we want to thank you for
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you for the presentation.
Thank you, Alvaro.
You can have a auto pen, Mayor.
What's that?
Auto pen.
Oh, an Alvaro pin? Oh, an auto,
Auto
pin.
pin.
Yeah, I got one, but I'll sign that one.
Like Biden.
I don't know. I would imagine that unless anybody has a issue with it, that we can take item B through F.
Mayor, we have item D, don't we?
We still have item D.
Presentation by Arredondo Inc. for regarding.
Oh, I'm
lights.
sorry. I was already moving to item 7. My bad. All right, item 6D. I knew I saw him on the picture there. Presentation by Arredondo Inc. regarding lights. Mr. Arredondo?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hello, City Commissioners, Mayor Montoya, Mr. Pettis. Recently, Mr. Pettis had given us some items to start working on. I just wanted to give you guys some follow-ups on those items. The first one I'm going to start with is the city street light outages. Mr. Pettis had sent me a list of 65 outages that he had in the city of Mercedes that he came across. We ended up having a meeting with AEP on July 1st with Mr. Pettis present on a conference call, and we let him know the situation we had there in City Mercedes. I had in the very beginning downloaded all the information on a website that they have, but apparently I accidentally overloaded their system by putting 65 at the same time. So we turned around on July 20th and we broke down an Excel spreadsheet and we sent them a list with GPS locations and also with locations on streets. At that point, as of today, they have completed 57 outages, and there's 7 outages that they need more information on. And I will get that information that they need with those streetlights. Does anybody have any questions on that?
Just real quick. So are those being replaced with new LED technology?
Yes, sir.
Great.
To my knowledge, yes, sir.
Perfect. Thank you.
I did want to bring.
There
up-
is. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I did want to bring up, we have a reoccurring light out, or light that keeps going out on 17th and Maryland. I don't know if that's.
Yes, sir.
your,
Yeah, Mr. Pettis had given me that information already, sir.
Okay.
And I'm working on that with AEP. We have direct lines to 2 of the gentlemen that take care of that situation in the city of Mercedes.
I think that's all we got. Go ahead.
Okay, moving on to the next thing that we're working on. Of course, we're working on the retrofit of the decorative streetlights there in downtown. As of today, of course, probably about a month ago, they changed out 5 of those. Those 5 are located on Texas Boulevard, close to the State Farm office that they have there. And we were wondering if all you guys have been able a chance to see those at night.
I'll go tonight.
Okay. Just to give you an update on that, there's 105 decorative streetlights that we started with. We've done 5 of those right now. The cost to change them out, the retrofit is $137.86. The total for budget purposes comes out to $13,786.
And this is all the lights downtown on Texas.
That's correct.
Yes, sir. All the street lights that have decorative covers on them.
And I think we had discussed LEDs. Now, we had already allocated funds aside for those, Mr. Pettis, or not?
No, sir.
No, it's
We-
additional.
So what we did is we did the 5 to do a test because these are the older decorative style bulbs or
Yes.
covers
Well,
that
the
you have on
covers-
the outside.
Covers.
They don't
And
fit.
so we wanted to make sure that the LED was going to be bright enough and make an enhancement instead of just replacing a yellow bulb. And so we want you to
Right.
go see them. I think
I think we have. I mean, I can
We-
tell
we
you
can
that
tell
from
no,
what
you can
we've
tell the
seen,
difference.
They're
I think
brighter.
it's,
You see the
right.
difference,
Yeah, you see the
yeah.
difference in those.
So now we'll budget to do the 100 that are left this coming year at
For the
13,780.
next physical year.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I just think that
I can tell
those
you-
lights had illuminated.
Uh-huh.
No, I just wanted to say those lights have really illuminated that area. Those 5 alone. So I can imagine
Right.
what it would look like all the way down Texas Street. You know.
Well, it's gonna look very nice because it's gonna light up everything when we change them all out. You guys are really gonna like them.
What,
I
was
think
that the
one-
same? Did they ever do the park? What was the name of that park?
Okay.
There's a
That's
few in the
next.
park. I've
Hold your
seen.
horses.
Well, that was gonna be my next item to talk about at the city parks.
But
Everything on the decorative lights, that's what he's covering right now.
But going back, I think
Right.
when we brought you in, that was one of the discussions that we had talked about as a commission was lighting up that 10th Street with the LEDs.
Yes.
And that's when you were going to take a look at a few and bring us some cost estimates. So, but I'm glad we're moving forward with some of these projects, and this is going to better light the city, be welcoming, bring that welcome feel downtown, and also for safety, most importantly as well.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to the next thing that Mr. Pettis was talking to me about also were the city park lights. I audited all the city parks lights back last year in January of 2025. And I marked all the lights that were bad in the city parks, and they came out and they changed them all. But recently I know that there's some other ones that have gone out. So I'll be auditing those city parks again this coming month to go by and make sure what lights need to be changed out. And I'll go through AEP to get that done also.
Yeah, but no, that's not. Yeah, what I was talking about was the parks that don't have lights.
Oh, yes.
Trying to give us a
There's a-
solution for those.
Yeah, there is I can't remember the name of the subdivision, but you do have a park that Mr. Pettis gave me the information on. There's no lights in that park at all.
Yeah, but 491 is the one that it's always full of.
Over there by right across the street
Oh,
from Casa
what-
de Saldaña.
What was the park that you rotated the lights to increase the ability because we had gotten some complaints and
Yeah,
some
that's
kids
the one.
hanging
That's
out.
the one I'm talking. Las
Flores
Flores, Las
by-
Flores
no,
subdivision.
Okay.
There you go. La Flores. That's the one that Mr. Pettis sent me to. And we put in we asked, well, we can't make the request with AP. The city has to make the request, but I did follow up with them, and they haven't accomplished that task yet to get those lights flipped around in order to give the lighting to the park. The way the lights are situated right now, it puts the light on the street. So AEP is aware of that, and I'll follow up with them with that tomorrow.
And if I can, well, I guess we need it as an item to vote on it, but I don't know that turning the lights around is what we're after. I mean, then they're going to complain about no lights for the streets. But what I think we had voted on, I don't remember, we'd have to look into it, was some kind of, there's some either, and I don't care for solar, but somebody said that there's more updates now to solar. They're a little bit better. And also they talked about running electricity from the current lights to add lighting to the park, I think is what we were looking at. So I don't know about repurposing the same light to another area is going to fix anything in that area, because I know they have some problems there. So anyway, I'll leave that up to you and Mr. Pettis, but that's my guidance for what it's worth.
I'll revisit it.
Anything else?
Yes, sir. Another item that I had on here, I've been auditing all your city electrical meters. There was a total of 73 of them. I've already located 53 of those meters. The purpose is this is to make sure that the meters that you have that actually belong to you and you're not paying for somebody else's light. I turn around and I GPS, I drop a pin on it, take a picture of the meter, take a picture of the location. And when I've completed this task, I will download that spreadsheet to you guys there at the city. And then you guys will have access and you can see all the meters there through GPS also. And every time that you add a new meter, then I'll go back and I'll add it to this list.
Perfect.
The last thing I have on my items is that another thing I'm gonna audit all your generators there in the city of Mercedes. When I audit those, I'll get the type of generator, the size, and the tier type. We've been working with several companies here in the state of Texas that work with city entities. And our sole purpose on this is to develop a strong program, possibly a money stream back to the city through demand and response. We should have more information on this in the next 2 months. And that pretty much covers all my items, sir.
Alrighty.
I apologize I wasn't there in person, but unfortunately, I got tested for COVID this morning.
Oh.
So I'm kind of stuck here at the house. I apologize for that.
No problem. Pray you get better.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it, Mr. Arredondo.
Bye-bye.
All right, now we can check on item 7 if you guys are willing to.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to approve items 7B through F and forego the readings, please.
I have a motion by Commissioner Martinez. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Garcia. Any more discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Yes. I'm sorry. Yes. There was one of them we were tabling. Yeah,
Oh.
number E. Yeah, with
Let
exclusion
me
of
go
E.
back and so it's going to be to approve items A through D and exclude E and F.
And F will
And
be
forego the
tabled.
reading.
We'll be tabling F. Do you also second that, Commissioner?
Yes.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. On the consent agenda,
Mayor, I make a motion to approve consent agenda item A, B, and C, and discussion, please.
okay, I have a motion to accept A, B, and C. I have a second by Commissioner Garcia. Discussion, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to confirm, city manager, just for all our people that love the garage sales here, we're going to allow from 4 to 6 per calendar year. Is that correct? We're increasing the number?
Begrudgingly, we won't be charging tax on that.
What happens when you hire a comptroller, man?
My mother-in-law wants to know if she can do 6. Is it basically? I'm just asking. No, but we are increasing 4 to 6 per
I'm
calendar.
just trying to
year. Is that correct?
alleviate the tax burden on the property side, sir.
Yeah, I love buying hidden treasures.
Yeah,
and
there you go.
antiques.
There you go. Okay.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. So we're not harassing the people doing garage sales
There you go.
on Facebook tomorrow. It's not true. All right. Moving on to item 9, management item. Present, discuss, considerable, and take action regarding approval to accept the voluntary annexation petition filed for Salvador Roel Garcia and Jeffrey Adam Bryant.
Mayor, I make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
I have a motion by Commissioner Martinez. I have a second by Dr. Howe. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Moving on to item 9B, approval of budget amendment for equipment maintenance, sidewalk repair.
Mayor, I make a motion to approve the amendment for equipment and maintenance, sidewalk repair, and discussion.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Martinez, motion by Commissioner Martinez, second by Commissioner Garcia. Discussion, go ahead, Mr. Martinez.
Mayor, I just wanted to say, and where's our Public Works Director here?
There he is.
I wanted to tell you something, that this budget amendment is key, because I was talking to my wife about it, and I've been out of high school for like 20 plus years. And as long as I can remember, walking down Florida Street, there was no sidewalk. We are lucky that, at least me, in all the years that I've walked down that road to get to the high school, I never got hit. Thank God. But we took that risk, right? We've been taking that risk since then, all the way now to 2025. And I'm happy to see that we're finally going to get a sidewalk right there on Florida, going pretty much from 5th Street all the way to 10th Street, And that's going to be huge. That's huge for public safety. That's huge for our students. You know, I can't tell you just the experiences I had walking down that road as a student, cars zooming by you. Now we're going to have a sidewalk. So I'm all in on this budget amendment. And I want to commend you and your staff and you too, Mr. Pettis, for making this a reality. And I can't wait till we do, Rio
More.
Rico all the way to mile one. That's our next objective. But for now, this is big. And right now that, the students are getting ready to go back to school, this is going to be an awesome deal. So thank you very much for everything that you guys have done.
Yeah, no, and I just to kind of piggyback after Commissioner Martinez, just so people know why he's so excited. There was a lot that went into how to get it done. And do you do it on the side? Do you do it on the other side? Who does it belong to? How much you're gonna have to buy? What? So there's a lot that went into, and everybody else, all they're gonna do is see a sidewalk. But there was a lot that went into that deal. so.
Even arguments and ideas
Oh,
into
yeah,
the ditch,
good idea.
But you know what, Mayor?
covering
But you
ditches.
know
walk
what,
through-
Mayor?
let 'em walk through the
was-
ditch.
But you know what, Mayor? I just want to say that was everybody here on this commission right here was all on board on it. And I mean, you can't imagine. I was just talking to my wife about it the other night, and I said, all those years that we had been walking down that road, thankfully nothing had ever happened. But, nowadays with phones and distractions, you run a higher risk. And now we're going to put that sidewalk there for our students to be able to walk down there. That is an awesome achievement. And I want to thank my fellow commissioners and mayor because we stood behind it. We were here, ringing Albert, hey, when are you going to get it done? And now you guys are going to get it done.
All
So
I can
thank
say
you.
is that when I was in high school, that road was made out of mud. So when they
Now, don't-
paved it, they ruined it because we'd all go through there with our trucks. And
Now, are you gonna say? Okay, I thought you were gonna say, and we had to get out of the way for the horses.
all those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same side. Motion carries.
Mayor,
All right.
if
Yes,
I may go back to the light update,
Yes, sir.
I've been informed that the lights at Flores Park have been taken care of.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Great.
Awesome.
Perfect.
What do they use after all, if you don't mind? Oh, good. Are they? That's what I thought. That's what I thought we had discussed. Awesome. That's good to hear. No wonder I don't get any calls anymore. Item 9C, discussion possible action to approve a memorandum agreement between the city of Mercedes and FEMA for participation in the integrated public alert and warning system. Thank you very much. Who's going to present that? Come on in, chief.
Yeah.
I pass. Finally, Mayor.
Finally, man.
Mayor, it's here.
Red alert.
Thank you, chief.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council, citizens of Mercedes. For the record, Fire Chief Javier Campos. So City of Mercedes Emergency Management Office seeks to formalize an agreement with FEMA to participate in IPAWS, which is Integrated Public Alert and Warning System. IPAWS is a national system for local alerting and enables authorized officials to send emergency alerts and warnings to the public through multiple communication pathways, including radio, cellular networks, and internet services. Once approved by TDM and FEMA, this MOA is a critical step in enhancing the city's capabilities in emergency communication and public safety. Participation in IPAWS allows the City of Mercedes to issue a timely and effective alerts during emergencies such as severe weather, events, hazmat calls, and critical public threats. Any questions? What this is just so we won't get confused. So this is gonna be, we're gonna have two platforms. Once this gets approved, hopefully it gets approved by FEMA, the state, and then it goes to FEMA. So we're still gonna have our code red, which is gonna be for the general information to the public. At the end of this year, we're gonna switch over to Civic Ready, okay? So we're still gonna have that platform. What this is meant to, in the event there's imminent threat to life, property, or public safety, and we have access to everybody's network that have cell phones, okay? So you don't have to sign up to get this message, okay? So that's why it's a long process. It's a lot of training. It's a lot of applications. It's agreements that get approved by the state and by the federal government, and they issue a certificate. Now we're allowed to send these messages, these critical messages to the public.
And kudos to you, chief. I know there was a lot of being a pain on it, but at the end of the day, for people to know, normally it's the big cities that do this.
So it's just the city of McAllen and FAR Communications, and recently I believe the county emergency management submitted their application to the city.
Yeah.
So we'll be the third city in the
So we're there's no doubt, there shouldn't be any doubt in people's mind that we've got their safety in mind here, so that they can do this. Because if they can't do it for themselves, we need to force it down their throat. I'm saying that as nice as I can, because at the end of the day, if we don't, they're not gonna know when something's coming. So kudos to you all for getting it done. I know I kept putting pressure like it was easy, but I knew what you were going through.
Sure.
And so I do want to thank you for that. And then now that you said about Code Red, I'm gonna go off on one of my commercials here, but it's imperative that everybody sign up for Code Red that's listening. We have to pay what we need to. I assume that when we switch over to the new one, we're gonna be able to transfer the
Yes,
information.
Our city
so
attorney
they,
Marty led a meeting with Code Red, and we did clarify that all their people that are signed up with CodeRed will transition into Civic
Perfect.
Plus. So
All
we
right.
confirmed
Yeah,
that.
so
on the
even if we have to, I know they charge for that, but the best thing to do is that way, whatever we have signed up, to give you an idea, there's 17,000 citizens in Mercedes. How many people do we have signed up?
560.
560 people are signed up on Code Red. You want to know if there's roads are going to be blocked, if you want to know what roads are going to be accessible during stock show times, if you want to know if there's a fire going on that they want you to go around, that's what comes through Code Red. Issues with your water usage, your water being out. Instead of us using Facebook, which not everybody's on Facebook, we now can put it out to the phones. So again, if anybody's listening, or if y'all can help us, the Garcias, y'all are a huge family. Get that information out. Get people to sign up. We'd really appreciate it, to anybody out there, because it helps us get information out to people. And again, just to give you an example, if their water's going to be out at your house for 8 hours, you want to know, right? So we put that information on Facebook. We can't put it in the newspaper because it's over, because it was an emergency. So we have no other way of telling people unless they sign up for this. So it's very important.
Is C and
that
D
on the
connected?
city?
that information.
Yeah, if they go to the City of Mercedes. Yeah.
I was gonna go about it like
Yeah,
that.
if you go to the City of Mercedes website,
Okay.
where's the camera? You go to the City of Mercedes website, which we have a really nice one, and you go on there, there's a pop-up there for Code Red. Please sign up. I beg you. It'll be good information for all of you.
Mayor,
They
honorable,
don't have to be from here. If you have children that live outside of Mercedes and they want to sign up and know what's going on with their parents or your grandparents, you can sign up for it as well. I'm sorry, Commissioner. Go
yeah,
ahead.
no, I was just gonna, Mayor, honorable commission, inheritance of public safety, I make a motion to approve item C and D.
Okay, I have a motion by Commissioner Howell, Dr. Howell for C and D, second by Commissioner Martinez. Any more discussion?
No, sir.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. The motion carries. Moving on to item 9E, approval of amendment to the City of Mercedes Personnel Policy Manual, Chapter 13, Dress Code.
So I'll touch on some of the items. We're asking all staff to have their shirts tucked in. Jeans only on Friday. No tennis shoes, only on Friday. No open toe shoes. No shorts during public meetings or official city meetings. And all we're asking is, like, we do have an exception, for example, when people do travel, we know they're gonna be jumping on the plane, they're going out of town. They can wear jeans at that time because we know they're not gonna be in the office. And they might come into the office for a couple hours before they leave.
Reminds me of the Mr. Vasquez years. Tuck in your shirt.
Or even training, no? When they go on training, they don't have to.
Sure you're
Oh,
wearing
no,
your belt?
Mr. Garcia was a little bit more lenient, you know, it was Mr. Vasquez that came in there.
Yeah, he was. Some others, I don't know.
With you all. I was there when he
The
was
main
there the
ones.
first 2 years. He was good. He was good. Hey, but I do want to, and maybe, would it be okay maybe on Fridays during the football season to implement some sort of spirit deal?
Sure.
Or staff could, and not
Spirit shirt.
Mercedes, if they're from another city, exception of Ed Couch, they can go ahead and put on a shirt, stuff like that,
Hey,
if you're from Ed Couch, I'm sorry, but we don't allow that. But no, just something to kind of like promote spirit, especially
Spirit
since our
and maybe
kids
the
are out,
livestock show time.
Yeah,
frame.
that'd be good. That'd
So-
be good. Something to implement.
Quick question as
Sorry,
well.
Woody.
Well, I guess it's a to make a discussion real quick. You got to make a motion or?
So what's that?
Well, I was just gonna ask on the jeans. I know I'm not being like at school, for instance. Like you can wear jeans, but but they can't with holes. So I don't know if it's real specific on
Sure.
how y'all have it there.
I don't think we got that detail on the holes.
Just only on Fridays. That was
Yeah.
the,
It's already in
Like
there.
no holy jeans. Like, okay,
Yeah,
great.
it's already in there.
Even if it's a stop, even if you paid $200 for the jeans, we don't allow whole jeans with holes.
No, I'm saying because if this is gonna say jeans, well, someone can, hey, well, it didn't say
Right.
holes in the jeans.
That's a good point.
It's already there. It was already there.
Yeah.
Jeans without holes Fridays only.
Make a motion, Mayor, or I don't know if anybody.
Yeah,
made
we have a
but-
motion by we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item F, consideration possible action to solicit bids for energy consultants. The only reason that I was the one that asked to put this on. I know there's, in talking to some of the cities, and I'm kind of glad that Mr. Arredondo jumped out and did some of the stuff, but some of the stuff we've been kind of waiting for a while. But I'm glad he's moving forward with it. But I know there's opportunities out there for even maybe some co-ops. We have talked about saving electricity monies and all that stuff. So it's not really anything having to do with him as much as I don't know if that's within the confines of the contract to do that. And I think there's other cities that are doing it out there where actually like the city could be a part of it. Sometimes even the citizens, the employees
Well, Mayor, I think
out of co-ops to save money on electricity for everybody. And I know we had talked about that some time back.
I think we'd be doing our due diligence and opening it up and seeing what options we have, especially since energy is a big deal right now. So I make a motion to go ahead and solicit bids for energy consultants.
I'll second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Martinez. I have a second by Commissioner Garcia. Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Moving on to bids and contracts. Item 10A, approval of agreement with Galindo Auctions LLC for auctioneering services.
Mayor, I make a motion to approve the agreement with Galindo Auctions LLC, auctioneering services. They've been helping us out with a lot of our items in the past. I don't see a reason why to change. They've been doing a good job.
I have a motion by Commissioner Martinez. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a second for Commissioner Garcia, and I have a question. Maybe you remember Albert, but Mr. Pettis, but the other ones that graduated from our
Bid Academy?
bid academy,
Yes.
right here in
Yes, sir.
Mercedes.
Yes, sir.
And he
Very
told
cool.
me, he goes, I want to do business with you guys. So
Yes.
awesome, good for him. All right, so all those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 11, executive session. We have Chapter 551 Texas Government Code, Section 551.071, consultation with attorney, Section 551.072, deliberation regarding real property, 551.074, personal matters, and Section 551.087, economic development. Do I have a motion to go into executive session?
Make a motion, Mayor.
I have a motion by Commissioner Martinez. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Garcia. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We're in executive session at 7:46 PM.
Son.
All right.
Son.
Well, good evening again. Welcome back to the City of Mercedes City Meeting. It is 10:02 p.m. I call this meeting back in session. I believe we have no actions at this time. So I'd like to,
Motion to adjourn?
if anybody wants to, motion to
Second.
adjourn. Motion by Commissioner Garcia, second by Commissioner Martinez. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. We are adjourned. It is 10:04. Oh, nope, still 10:03.
God bless and go Tigers.
These up, baby.